I've just realised that one of my eyebrows is completely different to the other one. Like that one is like, that needs to cheer the fuck up and that needs to calm the fuck down. Is that better? Not really. Video number 2 about my weekend back. I have been so busy with rehearsals. It is unreal. 9 till 6 every day. Getting home completely shattered and doing it all over for the past 3 weeks now. And so on I can't speak right because I'm so ill. Okay. Yes. So Tuesday, I was like, on Friday, we've got a bank holiday Monday coming. Let's book a train back home and surprise my parents. And so I booked a train back home. My friend was going. I'm really scared of the tubes in London. I don't understand why. Yeah, everyone says they're really easy, and you know, it just takes you like getting used to and stuff. But I'm really scared of them. I don't know what it is. It's an irrational fear. It's not so much like going through the tubes in the dark tunnels and stuff, but it's just, I don't like enclosed spaces. I don't like the feeling of I have to be on this certain tube at this certain time to make the train, blah blah blah. I like taking my time, people. And so anyway, my friend Olivia was like, I'm going home too, let's get the same train. And our rehearsals are usually like in the middle of town, and the train station is about like 2 minutes walk from town. Like, it's technically in the centre, but like the two ends of the centre, if you know what I mean. And so rehearsals usually finish at 6, so we got the 13 minutes past 6 train, which meant that I'd get back to Norfolk at 12, because it's a 6-hour journey for me, sometimes 7 if it's delayed, crazy long. So I was like, that's fine, any later and it would just be rude to turn up my parents' house at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And so rehearsals finished early, which is brilliant. Got down just in time, through the tube, no problem. And then my brother was like, I had to tell my brother because I would just have this weird feeling. My friend Jenny was going back home a few days before that, and she was like, what if they come to surprise you? And I was like, oh my gosh, just my luck. I get all the way to Norfolk and they call me and are like, we're outside yours. I'll be like, well, I'm outside yours. I'd be really awkward. So I had to tell my brother and be like, can you please make them stay in Norfolk? And he was like, oh my god, that's so cool, yay, okay, I get to see, blah, blah, blah. And so that was fun. And so I told him, he picked me up from the train station, bless him, and we went back to mine. But on the way back to my parents' house, we were trying to think of ideas, like, because to this point, I had not told them anything. The amount of, what's the word, like, complete self-control to not put on Facebook, to not put on Twitter, you know, to not put on Instagram, like, I'm going home, taking pictures of the journey, you know, I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. It's just, to this day, I'm just like, how did I cope? Because so many times I was like, I just want to call him. I just want to call him and just tell him, blah. Then I had to phone my friend Jenny and be like, talk me down from telling him because it'll just ruin the surprise, which it would have. So I didn't tell him. On the car journey back from my brother, I had an idea. At 12, it was midnight by this point, like 11:30, midnight, and I was going to tell him, I was going to ring my dad and be like, hey, and pretend I was drunk, and say, guess what? I've got a joke for you, knock knock. And he'd be like, who's there? And I'm like, I started it wrong. Knock knock. And as I say knock knock, I'd knock on the knocker on the door, and he'd be like, ah! But my mum answered, and bless her, she's, if people were animals, she'd definitely possibly be a sloth. Not in terms of hanging upside down and shitting down her back, not that way, but in terms of being quite slow. Like, not slow, but she's very, you know, it takes time. She's very much like me. She's very much like my granddad and my nan. So that's fine. Not like slow in a Forrest Gump way. Not like that. And so I was just like, if my mum answers, I don't really know what to do because I don't think she'll get it. And so like, I knocked on the door, and then she was like, I was on the phone to her, by the way. I was like, oh, knock, knock. And I knocked on the knock, and she was like, who's there? I was like, no, no, Mum, hold on, just concentrate. I'm gonna say it again, knock, knock. And I knocked on the knock, and she was like, who's there? And I was like, Mum, you don't understand, knock, knock. And I knocked it really hard, because I was thinking maybe she didn't hear it, because she's in the living room. And she was like, oh, hold on, someone's at the door. And I was like, no, Mum! And then my dad came downstairs, because he was asleep. I think my mum was asleep. I'm not sure. My dad came tearing down the stairs because obviously there was just a random person knocking at the door, and he opened it. He was like, oh, "Hello!" And it was just like, ah! It was so good. It was so good. It was such a good feeling to surprise them. I've never done that before because of the whole tube situation, because of the money situation. But I've been really careful this term, which means that I've got some of my student finance left over. Also, I don't even have to go into uni anymore, which means I didn't have to pay 90 quid for a term bus pass, which is brilliant. So I have 90 quid to spare, basically, that I wouldn't have normally. So that basically went into the trip home. That was really good, and I saw my nan and my granddad. I surprised them, and they were really surprised, and I saw Sai, and Sai was really surprised, and that was good to see him before he went to Germany for his course at, is it a course? Some kind of test thing for his job. I don't know really much about it. And that was really good. It kind of separated it as well, because if I stayed here for last weekend, it would still feel like a never-ending rehearsal mode, whereas now it feels like I've had a break. I came back and I was like, it literally feels like I was away for like a week. And that was good. So yeah, I'm sorry I'm really pale. I'm really ill because that train journey, so many people were coughing in my mouth. Not near my mouth, not in my mouth. Ugh. And yeah, we've got a plague going through the cast. We're all getting ill because we're also like such confined cast, and we're just with each other constantly. So that kind of sucks. But at least I'm having this now. I'd rather this now than in like 2 weeks when we're performing. So that's good. I'm gonna get over this with lots of cups of tea. And yeah, that's basically my weekend. It was really good. Forgot my camera. I was gonna film it, but then I was like, it's more of a family thing. I don't really want to put it on the internet. It's a family thing. Yes. So this is a good thing to rant about, actually. I was very stressed before. I was very stressed with the whole situation with the cast and everything, but now I like talked about random stuff with you guys. I feel a lot better about life. So yeah, these are my dreads. As I noticed, a lot of people last time that I had dreads only watched me for my dreads. These are them. Yeah, they're doing fine. 6 hours old. Fluffy as hell. I don't know whether they're going to get any less fluffy by the performance that I'm doing in 2 weeks, but depends. How do you make them less fluffy in like a short amount of time? I'm going to try cold water, no shampoo, like no solutions of any kind, but like cold water to like lock in the cuticle, or like lock in the hair follicles, whatever it is. I don't want to put gel and stuff in. Not a fan of that. It's just gonna go gooey. But I just want it to be less crazy, you know. So if you know anything like that, feel free. Again, I did the whole like kind of the natural thing in terms of sectioning, but I twisted and ripped them. But I've only twisted and ripped till like they wouldn't really do much more, because like I've got like loads of wispy bits because my hair's naturally well, not naturally, but it's layered, and so like it gets to a point where it starts not dreading. I can do this forever and it just still won't dread that much. I've still got a length of hair that won't dread, which I kind of like. It kind of looks like I've had them for a while. It kind of looks it doesn't look like dreadlocks. It kind of just looks like, oh, dreadlocks, you know. Yeah, so that's rant part 2 over. I might do another one. You know, I'm having fun talking to you guys. The fact that I don't have anyone talking back to me is brilliant. Being with being with performing arts people constantly, I say opinion and I get like 12 opinions back at me, and it's nice to just talk to someone that doesn't talk back at you, and it's nice. Thank you. Okay. I might do part 3. You never know. Who's gonna stop me? No one. Oh, the internet police.